Welcome back to Ox Tools. I'm Tom. So building on a meatloaf episode here. Not as big a mix this time around. Let's see, Sunday morning and it's raining outside, so it's a really good day to work in the shop. Nice and quiet around here, and we're going to work on the wobble gears for the etching press. We've been showing the soft jaws, and now we're going to do some of the boring and facing operations for those gears. And then after that, there's some mill work. We'll probably show the whole layout, the SolidWorks layout of the drive system, including the hand wheel that you guys have already seen. We'll show a little bit of that, and I'll probably find something else to stick in there too. So let's suit up and let's get going. Okay, so we're over back on the lathe here. We're gonna, I just cleaned up this bore here from the flame cut. So now there's, it's not running out now. But now I need to open it up to its finished diameter, which is 3 inches. And so we got a little ways to go here, so I'm gonna whittle away at that. I'm gonna calibrate this boring bar here. So we'll take a little skim pass. All right, Mr. Wizard, put it in gear. Okay. All right, so I'm just touching. I'll take a light pass through there. Feed rate right now looks like about maybe 8,000 per rev, something like that maybe. Now what I want, this is just to calibrate the boring bar. I'm just going to take a caliper dimension here. And 2-inch 585. So, okay, so I already did it. I'm looking up at the DRO right now. I'm already there. So when I get close to my target dimension, which is 3 inches, I'm going to start taking precision measurements. And I'll start taking precision measurements so that we don't overshoot that diameter. Okay. So anyway, it's we'll take a few passes out of here and get to the fun part. Okay, so we switched over to the finer feed. We're pretty close right now. There's about 5 thousandths left, about 125 microns left in the bore. So we're gonna get a good measurement now and see what we got here. Get an accurate measurement. I've just been using calipers up to this point. Okay, see what we got here. All right, so I'm seeing about 4 thousandths left, something like that. Let's just do it again, just for fun. So we're using telescoping gauges here, which is a transfer tool. Okay, yeah, 4 thousandths left. So we're transferring this, and then we're using an OD mic to measure over that, which is nice because this is the exact same micrometer I'm going to use to make the male part that fits this. Okay, so let's take a finish pass on this. And so before we were running at 7 thousandths per rev feed rate for roughing that, and then which is 0.18 millimeters per rev, something like that. And then now we've switched to about 4 thousandths per rev, okay, roughly half of the previous feed rate, which is 0.1 millimeters, a tenth of a millimeter per rev. So let's see here, 985. Yeah, we're actually our DRO's tracking nicely. And for the finish pass, you know, these lighter finishing passes, I'm using just a little bit of oil to help with the process. Okay. I don't know, let's see, can you see that in there? Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but I put a little bit of pressure in this direction on the tool post when I backed it out, and that's to keep the tool tip from dragging over what may be my finished bore there. It doesn't really, it's just hysteresis that we're pushing out in the system. You know, this has a large radius, so the tool wants to push off. So we're just putting a little bit of load on it in that direction so that it doesn't mar the bore here. Let's get it. All right, let's see what we got here. See what Mr. Micrometer says. Okay, looks like it's pretty stinking close. Couple of tenths maybe. Let's fish it again just to make sure. Oop, I like that one. Okay. Hey! Ernie the shop dog's snorfing at somebody out there. Okay, yeah, I think we're done. I might take a little paper in there after I break these edges and just polish it up a little bit. Okay, so that's about it. And now I can get this out of here and get my lathe back in normal jaw mode and do the male part. You know what I ought to do? Yeah, that's what I ought to do. Might as well use the lathe, eh? 3/4 log. Now power feed in here, and then let's drop off clean as a whistle. All right. Pull that out again. And repeat. Face off the back side here. Get rid of that pip. Let's try that. Let's get the bigger one out here. Oop. All right, Mr. Wizard, quit hitting the indicator. That may be about as good as I can get on this. I'm going to turn the OD here. I'm not doing anything on the inside. I just want to get rid of this flame cut OD here. That's what, about 8 thousandths total. But it's got some bumps in it too, so. Yeah, okay, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get, farting around with it there. Okay, so I'm just gonna skim the OD and we'll take a measurement on it. Alright, we gotta do a little swivel action here. Get out far enough. Alrighty. So this is what is this? 11 and a quarter, so 200 and almost 300 millimeters in diameter. And we're going to spin this at around 100 RPM. Okay. See how that looks? Pretty good. Alright, so I'm just going to come up and find the high point here. But when you're coming up trying to stop that dipstick. When you're coming up you're fishing for the high point, you got to be real careful, because if you come up too fast, sometimes you can dive in between the high spot and then you get a really big bang when it comes around. So I eased into it there. Change the feed right here a little bit. Let's back out. Alrighty. Alright, so let's take a light pass on that, and let's see what we get. I can see there's a bump, towards the back here too, so we'll sneak up on that. You hear that single point hitting? That's probably this little bump that you see here. And that's why you got to be careful coming in. That's what I was trying to explain. See, it's hitting pretty good. The chip's fairly fat. But once we get a single pass on it, we've fished it for all the big high spots. Bit. You can hear it ringing a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to do most of that off camera. It's pretty boring watching it. You can see that I've got it set up on the pins here, like what we did with the inner gear, except that on this one I'm able to use the regular jaws on the chuck. Okay, so that's the difference on this one. Okay, so I turned the OD and I faced one side here, and now I want to face this side here. Parallel with the edge that I just faced, or the face that I just faced. The face that I just faced. Anyway, so what I want to do is I want to indicate on that surface there. It's actually pretty good. What do we got? It's about 1 thou right now. Do I even want to mess with it? Let's see, so that's a low. Let's just see what we can do here. I'm not really changing it much. Maybe I'll try to bop out the quote high here. That helped a little bit. knocking on the door. Okay, so I got it indicated good enough. So I'm going to use two tools on this. I'm going to use a roughing tool and a finishing tool because I have an interrupted cut here. So I want to get it nice and flat to start with. You know, and get this scale taken off, and then I'll come back and take a couple thousandths of an inch off to produce a real good finish. So let's go for it here. So we are about 200 RPM, and the feed rate. What is the feed rate? So it's, you know what? It's the cross feed again. So it's hard to think about sometimes. Alright, so it'll be interrupted to start with. Alright, we're going to take about 8,000, something like that. Let's see how it behaves. It's actually looking pretty good. I switched roughing tools. Actually, I kind of like this one better. You can see the finish it's starting to produce. It was ringing before too, so it's not ringing this time, and it's producing a better finish. Now I'm not worried about the peripheral run out since that's already turned. We're just doing a facing cut, so it doesn't really matter for peripheral run out. Well, heck, that looks pretty good. So I may rough and finish with the same tool. So it's coming up to nope, there it goes. So it's hitting the interrupted part right now, the teeth. That's not bad. Alright, well let's get a full cleanup on that, and then we'll come back with my, I'm going to use the other finishing tool I think, and yeah, there's a little nick in the surface there. Anyway, I got to go down a little bit and switch tools. Alright, so we switched to our finishing tool here, just so you guys can see it. That's the finishing tool. And I've kind of calibrated it. So I'm just going to take about a 2/1000 pass on it. I've sped the spindle speed up and then slowed the feed rate too. I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of oil on there just to help chip flow and stuff. You can see the improvement in finish there pretty easily. pretty good. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay, so here's the model of the etching press drive system, and you know, here's the hand wheel, and you guys have seen that, right? And plenty of that. And then here's the stuff that we're working on. Oops. Here's the stuff that we're working on now, which is this Wabble drive system here. So this is the gear that we bored in the soft jaws. And then this one here, we're going to turn the OD, and then we'll face this surface here. Let's see. And then coming up here is this guy in here. This is a bronze eccentric, and I'll just pop over and show you guys that one real quick there. And that's what that one looks like. So that'll be a fun one there. That's made out of bronze. And it has this offset in it, which will be kind of fun. And then this face key here to do the driving. Okay. Let's see what else. And then let's see. This will come later on. These arms here and this hub. This is a whole nother little assembly here. So that'll come later. We'll probably do this guy right here after that. This is an anti-rotation arm that moves up and down a little bit, and it rides on a catch pin down here. So and that piece there is going to be made out of bronze or brass, something like that. I gotta scrounge up some material for that. Anyway, thought you guys might like to look at that, and kind of see that whole thing, and the layout of this guy. All right, so there they are, faced and bored and turned, and ready for a little bit of mill work. There's some holes that need to get added to those. So that'll be the next one. Thanks for watching.